so today we have a tutorial with the Kat Von D MetalMatte palette, so let's just jump right into it. I used Urban Decay Primer Potion for my base here, and I'm using Suede. It's one of the matte shades, and this is going to be my transitioning color. This color works amazingly as a transitioning color. It just kind of blends right into the skin. It's just a little bit darker than my skin tone, so it works really well to kind of make everything gradient out really nicely. So I'm applying it with a blending brush into the crease and really just working it in, diffusing the edges, all that jazz. But it's one of my favorite matte colors here just because it works with literally any colors, anything. It's amazing. I decided I wanted to use the blues for my main look here, so I'm using Ignite as my first shade, and this is one of the metallic colors. This is gorgeous. It's an icy blue, and I'm applying it to the inner third, kind of the inner half of the lid. It's just got really nice pigmentation, and color payoff is really beautiful. Next, I'm taking Watt, which is this gorgeous teal shade, and this is going in the center of the lid. I'm just blending it into Ignite. It's kind of just the middle gradient shade here, and these metallic colors blend really nicely together, which is awesome. I had a little trouble blending them with like the matte shades, but the metallic ones blend nicely. It's really, really easy. For the outer corners, I'm using Nebula, and this is just going outer corners, blending it into the edges of Watt, and then I'm also going to put this in the kind of crease area just a little bit to kind of help transition the lid colors into the crease, even though I'm going to be using matte colors in the crease. But this color is just so beautiful, has a lot of color payoff, and again, just like all the other metallic colors, it blends really, really nicely. For the crease, I'm going to use the shade Stone. This is kind of a grayish shade, but it has blue tones in it. And I'm using a concealer-ish brush apparently. I think this is just to place it, and then I end up going over it with a blending brush to really kind of blend everything out. And I think I tried to mix it a little bit with Nebula, like this is Nebula that I'm applying, and then I took Stone over top of it just to try and get more of those blue tones in the look. And I was able to mix those to have them apply nicely, but it was when I was trying to mix or to blend a matte next to a metallic color, that's when I had issues. I'm going to take Bone, which is this very, very light beige, and this is going to be my brow highlight. I love this color because it works perfectly for me as kind of like an eraser, so I'm using it on the brow bone to highlight the brow bone, but also to kind of diffuse the crease colors to make them look a lot softer and kind of blend out a lot nicer. So it works out well for me, but it's kind of weird because there's also a super stark white in this palette too. So I don't know if both are needed, but for me personally, I do like that shade. So now I'm just using a blending brush to just soften those edges even more because this is the brush that will help most with that kind of work. The next shade that I'm going to use is called Tinsel, and this shade I just couldn't not use. It's amazing. It's got sparkle, it's silvery, sparkly, shiny. The name is like perfect for it. So I'm applying this to the inner corners and a little bit into the inner crease area, just bringing it up onto the sides of the lid and the crease. And this color is just so beautiful because it has that sparkliness to it, which it's not just like an aluminum foil kind of shade where it's just metallic. It is just very bright and very pretty and worked really well as an inner corner highlight. It actually also would work really well on the lid. Like if you did a smoky look and you just patted a little bit of that into the center of the lid, it would look amazing. Once I applied that, I'm just fixing up the edges, making the crease a little bit darker. I'm pretty sure I used a little bit of Jet, which is the black shade here. And then I'm using this Makeup Geek liner in Cobalt and using that on the lower lash line because I'm going to do a brighter lower lash line and I really wanted the colors to pop. So using this liner really helps with that. And then I took a mix of Jet and Velour to apply to the lower lash line. I used Velour first and kind of brought it down lower, and then I used Jet right next to the lashes to make sure that they looked really nice and full and beautiful. Once that was done, I applied a liner. This is a MAC liquid liner. It's one of their pen liners. And then I did my mascara, which was Too Faced Better Than Sex, and then my Sugar Pill lashes in Lullaby. Originally, I was planning to put this inside of my review of the Kat Von D palette, but then I decided to make it its own video. That's why I don't have any of that on footage. But if you want to know more about this palette, please check out my previous video reviewing it. Here's a look at the finished look with the palette. Me trying to get a thumbnail shot. You know, all over the place. Leisha, slow down, slow down. All right, so I will see you guys later.